80s movies are the perfect movies to watch when it's raining outside on a Sunday and you have no other obligations other than sitting and watching TV all day long. Unlike horror movies you see today, these ones really capture the relationships of the characters and their unique personalities. You can enjoy a thoughtful storyline rather than just gore and spooks, but don't worry, those will also be included.
It's a madhouse! A madhouse!
Welcome to Madhouse, where we discuss all things movie and TV related. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to subscribe, and if you do subscribe, comment down below and I will do my best to comment back on each and every one of them. 5 movie recommendations in 5 minutes. This list is not going to be in any particular order other than when they release. First up, we have the movie Poltergeist, which was released in 1982. What really stands out about this movie is not the intense haunting, but the loving family. The parents in the film are not your average cookie cutter mom and dad. They are 2 regular people that are just trying to manage their way through parenting and figure it out as they go. Not to understate what great parents they are, but they even show a scene of the parents smoking pot after they put their kids to bed. The plot of the film is based on an American family getting their white picket fence dream until they soon discover a spiritual presence in their home. It seems to start out innocent, but inevitably escalates until they are forced to call professional help. The acting is amazing across the board, children included, and with Steven Spielberg as one of the writers, you know this will not disappoint. Children of the Corn. This movie released in 1984. We have yet another household name in horror behind this film, none other than Stephen King himself. A young couple on a road trip gets lost and finds themselves in a town run by children. These children are all under the command of one leader, and it becomes pretty obvious this is a cult. All of the children have been brainwashed and killed all of the adults in the town. Being that the young couple is over the age of 17, this is quite problematic for them. Luckily, the couple finds 2 children that secretly do not follow the cult leader and seek out help from the couple. The 4 of them together try to take down the leader and save the town, or at least what's left of it. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're someone that can get past bad special effects, because boy, are these special effects especially bad. I, for one, can get past this and feel it doesn't take away from the greatness this movie has to offer. The Fly. This movie came out in 1986 and stars Geena Davis and Jeff Goldblum. You may recognize Geena Davis from either Beetlejuice or Thelma and Louise, while Jeff Goldblum is notoriously known for his role as the spokesperson for Apartments.com. This leans heavily on the science fiction side, but don't worry, this is a very unsettling movie to say the least. The story is about a scientist, Seth Brundle, and his budding relationship with Veronica Quaife, a reporter. As she discovers Brundle's groundbreaking technology, the 2 decide to work together on a book where Veronica has an exclusive inside scoop. Brundle begins to obsess over his invention and takes huge risks to speed up the process to the final result. While he rushes his experiments, something goes horribly wrong. He starts to experience changes in his body, and Veronica begins to worry. This movie is hard to watch, but also difficult to look away from. The plotline is so unique, which makes it an even more exciting movie to watch. The acting performance from Goldblum is powerful through and through. If you like horror movies, this one will absolutely not disappoint. Hellraiser. This movie premiered in 1987. A stomach for the horror and the weird is required in order to get through this one. It is beyond a bizarre and messed up movie. The main character is a stepmom, Julia, who had sexual relations with her husband's brother, Frank, the night before their wedding. The brother of Julia's husband is a total schmuck and the black sheep of the family, to say the least. He's a nymphomaniac that seeks out pain for pleasure, which brings the whole plot to life. Frank's obsession and enjoyment with pain keeps him needing to go farther and farther. He goes on a quest to find a demonic puzzle box, also known as the Lamarchan configuration. Once opened, demonic beings appear to take you to the underworld and torture you as they too find pleasure in horrific pain. Once there should be no turning back. Although Frank manages to find a way to slip out of the underworld and into the home of Julia and his brother Larry. He is a sloppy mess of muscle and blood, and barely even a person. He discovers blood from others can slowly bring him back to his true form. Julia wants her brother-in-law back, so she goes on a murder spree to get him all the blood he needs to reform. There's a total of 10 movies for this franchise, though I have only seen the first 3. I actually enjoy the sequels I saw, though the first one is of course the best. Finally, we have Pet Sematary. Maybe I'm just a sucker for 80s movies or the fact that I fell in love with this film before the 2019 release, but I must must say, that movie is complete hot garbage compared to this one. If you haven't seen the 1989 adaptation, you will certainly be in for a treat. This movie is the perfect example of horror movies with beautiful character development that we just don't see that often anymore. The couple in the movie is so relatable and actually comes across like a good match together and great parents. They experience challenges in their marriage on how they want to introduce the concept of death to their daughter, which I'm sure there are couples that can relate to this. In the family of four, we have a mom, dad, daughter, and a toddler son. The movie does a great job of giving each character their own struggles and subplots that all intertwine. The mother is dealing with her fear from childhood, where she feels she is the cause of her sister's death. Her sister Zelda had suffered from spinal meningitis, which caused her to have a twisted spine and become bedridden. As a young child, this was very difficult to see, which caused her to fear her own sister. The daughter, Ellie Creed, is energetic and explores their new home and their huge plot of land. She is going through the stage of life where she questions what happens when we die. This is an important piece to the larger plot and kicks off the storyline for the parents. The street they live on has massive tractor trailers that fly by. Ellie is in love with her cat Church, who unfortunately gets in the path of one of these trucks. The father is not quite ready to explain to his daughter what happened and seeks out advice from their neighbor who has lived in his home all his life. He takes the father to a local burial ground that brings the cat back to life, but this is not the same cat they all know and love. The father carries a bit of the load of this movie as he struggles the most with the concept of death. This is a movie you do not want to miss. Well, that's all I have for now. I hope you enjoyed either introductions to movies you might not have heard of, or a nice walk down memory lane to movies you already adore. This was a really fun video to make because these truly are my all-time favorite kinds of movies. Let me know if you have any suggestions on categories of movies you want me to review next. I think that's it, folks.